evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching another segment of the Cali Effect. Today, we're going to be doing a new revamped series called OCG Wednesdays. Now, for the people that don't know, OCG Wednesdays is very obvious and self-explanatory. I will be playing decks in the OCG, or decks that are in the OCG that haven't quite yet made the TCG. And that's what we're going to be using platforms such as Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro 4. I felt that, people still wanted to see Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Duels, just only if it became in a benefit. And I feel that OCG really takes advantage of this. This time around, I'm going to be playing one of the top 5 most underrated decks of this upcoming format, and it will be Blue Eyes. Now, as you guys know, Blue Eyes isn't out in the TCG just yet, and we don't get all of the cards at the exact same time, so it's very interesting to watch how Blue Eyes works, and basically it works really well. Now, before I actually start getting into the commentary, I would like to say that most of the time when I play a deck, I tend to start off and play it constantly for hours and hours and hours, and sometimes days and weeks on end. With the Blue Eyes, I necessarily had about 40 minutes to build the deck and play it. So while I am pretty accomplished at what I built, at the same time, I'm not saying that this is a definitive build. You guys obviously do get the deck profile at the end. That's something that I'm pretty sure you guys would love. But it's definitely that can be worked upon, and it's definitely a really fun deck in essence. I don't play Priest of the Eyes with blue anymore, I believe so, but basically my reasoning behind it is that it allowed me to target Maiden and then do a whole bunch of other crazy stuff. And then now actually you guys get to see how great this deck is. If you guys didn't know, that basically won me the game. So we're just going to get to the next one. Cali Effect, you got to keep up with these guys. This time around, I'm going to be playing against Pendulum. I'm just going to call it Pendulum because I have no idea what's going on here. He's playing Ignites, yeah, but I mean, or Ignites ever playing Luster because, it kind of hindered them from playing what they wanted to play. And now we see Dynamis. So yeah, we have to call this deck Pendulum. There's no way around it. I mean, it is what it is. He's going to go ahead and go on a Magister and then leave his 2 Dynamis monsters in the field, which I do believe lowers the attack of my monsters, so that's not 100% bad. I'm going to go ahead and activate Melody of the Dragon Awakening, the card that I feel that, it justified for its price. And then I'm going to go ahead and activate Light Moslem. What Light Moslem allows me to do, it allows me to normal summon an extra normal monster, and then it allows me to target Maiden of the Eyes with blue as long as I send a Blue Eyes from my deck to the graveyard. That triggers Maiden's effect to special summon the Blue Eyes, and now I can have a little bit of fun. I'm going to go ahead and special summon alternative Blue Eyes. What you guys did not know is that alternative Blue Eyes can be special summoned by revealing Blue Eyes White Dragon in my hand. And now I'm going to special summon that card. And I'm not a White Spirit Dragon, I apologize. And what White Spirit Dragon does is when it's special summoned, I get to banish a spell or trap. So if you guys are kind of catching on to this deck is pretty good at, swarming the field and then getting rid of the opponent's spells and trap cards. Also, it's amazing at searching through the Dragon Melody Awakening, and then Exceed and Synchro Summoning because, those are plentiful. For some reason, I guess I didn't activate the new White Stone, which is amazing. If it's in your graveyard during the end phase, you get to special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon, I believe, from your deck. And then on top of that, you can banish it to add a Blue Eyes monster from your graveyard to your hand. So it has 2 uses in the graveyard. That time around, I pretty much set the board. And that Synchro monster is really good. This deck is just way too strong. This time around, I'm going to be playing against Dodo Base, and he's going to be playing Fluffles. So he's going to send the Edge Imp Scissors and then draw the Toy Vendor to send the Toy Vendor. So that isn't very much of a neg. But the Cali Effect in his Blue Eyes deck is just way too strong. I think he does take quite a bit to get his plan started because I don't even know what he's doing right now. He's going to activate the Edge Imps, and I'm like, he must really need that card. And then he's going to summon his Fluffle Owl, the monster that he searched with his Toy Vendor, and that's what I didn't know what he was doing. And now he's going to go ahead and perform a Fusion Summon, which will special summon the Frightfur Dog. And I'm like, oh, I'm not going to criticize him. But now I'm going to activate Summon Maiden Eyes of Blue and target it with my own Priestess so I can summon Blue Eyes. And then I'll special summon another Blue Eyes because, that's just essential. With that, we'll make Felgrand. I don't really want to, run into any risks. We'll activate Felgrand's effect. Then we'll activate Dragon's Cry, another amazing card in here. That's going to send me Ancient White Stone. Now, if we rewind back, I probably should have sent the Silver Eyes from my hand to the graveyard to send the White Stone. That card's just, you don't really want to draw it. It's not that amazing to draw. But it is what it is. We're going to activate that effect of the White Stone to special summon Silver Eyes from my deck, so I guess it wasn't that bad. And then that's going to go ahead and banish a spell and trap card on my opponent's side of the field. That Raigeki, too good. Too good. But little does he know, Blue Eyes is even stronger. And now he's going to activate Fright for Factory. And I'm like thinking, if he would have searched the polymerization with the Owl instead of paying 500, he might have actually had another play, but it really doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and special summon Alternative, and we're going to swing for 6,000 damage. The deck is just really good at summoning a multitude of monsters that just so happen to be 2,500 plus attack and destroy cards in the field. Here in this game, I'm a little more accustomed to the Blue Eyes deck, but still, I'm just like completely bad because I could have hit for more damage. I could have did this, I could have did that. Josh 17 is going to set up really well with the DDD Fusion monster. I don't even remember this deck anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and trade in. I'm going to special summon White Spirit. White Spirit's effect is going to trigger to get his trap. That was the most important thing for me to get his card that could possibly disrupt my plays. He's going to activate it, and I can't activate White Eyes or White Silver Dragon's effect, especially on the Blue Eyes, because then I wouldn't have been able to activate the Blue Eyes' effect. Got a little salty because, you know, I guess he doesn't understand chain links. That card would still get banished. So now I'm going to go off, and yeah, this isn't fun. This is not fun at all. And as you guys can see, the Priestess got me Maiden. The Maiden got normal summoned. I target the Maiden, special summon the Blue Eyes, banished another card, did this, did that. Where I messed up is I should have just went into the Azure Eyes, or not the Azure Eyes, the other monster with Maiden in the alternative, attack for some massive damage, and then just, you know, then I should have Secret Summoned in main phase 2. Unfortunately, like I said, I'm not that good with this concept yet. Still working on it. This time around, we're going to make Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. And Blue Eye Spirit Dragon has a lot of great effects. First of all, it prevents the opponent from special summoning more than 2 monsters at a time, but its second effect is what makes it so amazing. You guys will be able to see it a little later. My opponent isn't that bad of a player. He's going to search the level 1 guy. Level 1 guy to search that spell card that, you know, does a whole bunch of stuff. And now I have to look at my extra deck, and I'm looking like, oh, yeah, this is going to be very interesting. You guys will love this white, blue, silver dragon new synchro card thing. He's going to activate the Swamp and then another Covenant. And now he's going to banish the Fusion Summon, and this is where things get really easy. I read the card, I activate the Blue Eyes, I activate Black Rose Moonlight, and then there we go. Back to the deck you go. If you guys never knew what a great card is, you could see it right now. I'm pretty sure that's it. I want to get you guys into the deck profile, so let's go. Alright guys, I'm glad you enjoyed the games. Now here's the deck profile, and on top of that, some awesome cards you could be playing inside of your deck. 3 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon, 3 copies of Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon, 2 copies of White Spirit Dragon, 2 copies of Maxi, 3 copies of Ancient White Stone, 1 copy of the White Stone of the Legend, 3 copies of Sage Knight with Eyes of Blue, 3 copies of Maiden with Eyes of Blue, 2 copies of Effect Vader, 1 copy of 1 for 1, 3 copies of Gospel Revival, 3 copies of Trade-In, 3 copies of Dragon Shrine, 3 copies of the Melody of Awakening Dragon, 3 copies of Silver Scribe, and 2 copies of Light Mossman. Now for the extra deck, we're going to run 1 copy of Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon, 1 Giga Cancel, or Gigantic Castle, 2 copies of Azure Eyes Silver Dragon, 2 copies of Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, 1 copy of Stardust Spark Dragon, 1 copy of Michael the Arc Light Sworn, 1 copy of Black Rose Moonlight Dragon for X-Seeds, number 95 Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon, 1 copy of Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Photon Dragon, 1 copy of Galaxy Eyes Prime Photo Dragon, 1 copy of number 38 Hope Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy. These card names are long. 1 copy of number 107 Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, and 1 copy of Divine Dragon Knight Elgrand. That's pretty much it for the main deck. The main focus of the deck literally is to summon Blue Eyes White Dragon and then start X-Seed summoning, Synchro summoning, or just sitting on a 3000 attack beater, you know, does the job. I really wanted to run additional draw power inside of Cards of Connaissance, but as you guys can see, I was very, very packed for room. After viewing a couple of OCG lists, I do think that their build is a lot different, and more to say actually, since it's established, it's a better variant. But we also have to remember for the TCG, we're going to be playing a completely different card game. Like, we don't have certain cards like Harpy's Feather Duster, and we still have to deal with certain decks like Performer Power, Burning Abyss, even though Burning Abyss is doing pretty decent. But ultimately, I feel like we're going to have to play a different style of the Blue Eyes variant in order to remain competitive. By no means I'm saying this is the style that we must run, but this is what worked specifically for me. A couple of cards that are really good honorable mentions is Deep Eyes White Dragon. I really wanted to run a variant that ran Malefic Blue Eyes White Dragon to, you know, manipulate getting Blue Eyes easily to the Banish Zone and then DDR her and get back. Priest with the Eyes of Blue, I found it personally the second or the third most useful Priest card. All the other ones were very subpar. Glow Bulb, I've seen a lot of OCG builds use it, and while I did want it to play it, it's kind of hard to find room. One Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, one Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Those are just really cool cards. Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. Now I didn't want to go the ritual route because it was way too much work. I was already pressed for time for this, and I felt that, you know, this was a really solid pairing. The Paladin and White Dragon, I don't know why you would play it, but hey, the more the merrier. Heretic Drag Sun, Dragon Overlord Heliopolis. I probably dropped the Tachyon Dragon for that card just because it really does clear some really good boards and unclogs my hands or get flip cards. The only reason why you could run Burst Stream of Destruction is because when Light Mausoleum is in the graveyard, you can banish it to add Burst Stream of Destruction from your deck to your hand. I've already talked about cards that kind of sense. Ultimate Burst, it's just a very gimmicky card, but if you get it off more often than not, you're going to win that game. Chaos Form is the ritual spell card. It's obvious why I didn't play it. And then Light Guidance, also known as Beacon of White, is another amazing card. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. Please like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, enjoy. Let's try to get this video to 150 likes so we can continue on doing OCG Wednesdays.